100 days. Dregora RLCraft Part 2. Day 63. We've managed to reforge all of our dragon armor to masterful. We're looking pretty damn good now. Pretty damn strong. We got our wine set up going, getting some wine. And now it's time to go exploring. We come across a little zombie structure, which honestly is just a little bit of nice free XP by breaking these spawners. So we jump in, ignore all the zombies because we can tank their hits for days, clear out the spawners, get some juicy XP, and move on. Finding a brilliant structure, a very, very, very good structure in RLCraft, only found in the desert. And we find a big old dragon skelly, which turns out to be a stage 5. So we got ourselves a stage 5 skull and then move on to the structure that we found. The reason this structure is so good is because it has stray spawners, and strays drop the ring of overclocking required to make the Ankh shield. And it also has husk spawners in the pyramid in the middle, and husks drop the forbidden fruit, which is also used to make the Ankh shield. So two of the things that you need to make the Ankh shield can be very easily farmed in this structure. If you just got yourself a little bit of looting or advanced looting, you can pretty much guarantee to get the overclocking ring, at least, probably the forbidden fruit as well, because there's so many spawners for both of them. We do actually end up getting the ring of overclocking while we're here, but forgot to include the clip where we actually looted. Silly me. Now it's off to head home to start working on what we need for our dragon's eye, seeing as we now have our stage 5 skull. We're actually short on silver, so we head to a nearby dungeon to see if we can loot ourselves some silver. And look at this dungeon, this is wacky. I love the way that RLCraft generates structures sometimes when things generate next to each other or things generate kind of weird. Create some really cool, unique dungeons. I mean, Doom likes are always hectic, but at this stage of the game when we're so tanky, we can mostly just run around and slap these fools. Don't have to worry too much about our health. Unless, of course, a blight spawns, which could be a little dangerous for us still. There we go, we get some silver, happy days. And time to head home. It's very expensive to make the dragon's eye, but we got everything we need. Day 65. Off to the nether. We're gonna need some nether stars, so we're farming up a bunch of soul sand. And we also grab some syncinacite while we're here, because we're gonna need that a little bit later on. Now it's wither time. We decided to do the fight inside of one of the nearby massive buildings. Just for the fun of it, really. Seemed like a cool place to fight the wither. One wither down, one nether star achieved. Time for wither number 2. Audio's a little out of sync here, apologies. But 2 withers down, nice and easy. Couple of nether stars. Wither number 3. Nether stars are used for a bunch of useful things in RLCraft, so we did want a good supply. Nether star number 3. Time for heart crystals. Increase our maximum number of hearts. Nom nom nom. And made ourselves a couple of waystones. Reforging our tool belt, reforging our quiver, reforging our potion rings, trying to squeeze out as much health and damage as we can out of all our gear. We need more blaze rods to be able to create more glowing ingots to reforge endgame baubles such as the dragon's eye. Now it is time. We're prepped and ready to go. The dragon fight is upon us. And we jump right into it. No fear. Straight into the den of the dragon. Straight into the dragon's mouth. And the battle ensues and spreads across many lands. Takes to the skies. And with many slashes of our halberd and many bolts from our crossbow, our foe is finally felled, delivering us a dragon egg and over a stack of dragon scales. I return home with my plunder, and now that we have an abundance of dragon bones and I realize I haven't reforged my weapon yet, we reforge our weapon up to masterful. Back to exploring to find new lands and new loots. This reverse battle tower offers some more quick experience by just dropping through the levels and clearing the spawners. Golem fight. And this golem is a champion with shielding and knockback. Shielding makes him immune to all damage periodically throughout the fight, which honestly is quite annoying. So we GTFO'd. We have more important things to do anyway, like finding a stronghold and progressing this playthrough. The funny thing is, it's actually at a location that I marked on my map as a potential location for it before, because sylphs spawn above vanilla structures such as strongholds. I saw sylphs at here at one point, and it was indeed the stronghold location that I had marked. Silverfish pester me as per usual. I set my spawn here by the portal just in case the worst should happen. Of course, a Reaper spawns. We get ourselves all ready to rock and roll. Make sure we got everything we need. Drop a waystone so we can get back here in future. And it is time, ladies and gentlemen, to fight a dragon of another kind. I arrived in the end. I found a blight enderman, which I wanted to get the XP from, but unfortunately he yeeted himself off the map. Sad. Time for the ender dragon fight. And we are obviously quite strong now. We have no fear of this fellow. We come in close to melee and make quick work of our enemy. Even being so ballsy as to look at myself in the face while dealing the final blow. Scoop up all the juicy XPs. Grab some pinky meat because it can be used to make battle burritos, which is the best food in the game. And we also need to grab some ender biotite so that we can make our honor shield. As you can see, our inventory is very cluttered and full of crates, but soon we shall have a solution for this. Day 69. Unfortunately, I forgot to start recording on day 69, so it missed me getting my shulkers and my shulker heart and all that good stuff, but we've replaced our crates. We have shulkers now. Huzzah. I find a Blight Ramon high up on top of a city. These guys are super fast and very hard to hit, and bad for me, but also bad for them apparently, because they accidentally yeet off of buildings. I'm just doing my stuff, doing my thing, and all of a sudden we get attacked by a random Argus. Now these are still something you should be scared of, because they can delete your mount extremely quickly. If you're over the void and that happens, that's a bad spot to be in. Day 71, and we found a new end city specific to our RLCraft. This room is supposed to have a bunch of emerald blocks and diamond blocks in it, but it has nothing but cobwebs. There's actually two variants, one that is very good and one that is useless. This is the good room. Silver, emeralds, gold, and diamonds. We find ourselves in a Nightshade dungeon. Now the Nightshade drops the Soul Stone, the Undead Soul Stone, which is used to summon a Malgalich. So we get ourselves one of those and go back to farming end cities. These end cities have a cool little structure with an arcade room in it, and if you throw a pearl in the right place, you can go through and loot some warp scrolls and some dragon's breath. 73, battle tower time. We wanted to check to see if the loot in the battle towers in the end is better. No, we've definitely looted them before, but we just wanted to double check and make sure it was not. This is the arcade room. It also has a wither skeleton skull you can grab. This is the little machine you throw the pearl into, and you get the warp scrolls. The reason the warp scrolls are great is that they allow you to teleport back home. Day 74. Sorting our loot, banking all of our XP,
maxed out, pog.
Maxing out our L menu skills, and making some Aussie liner, as well as other thermal liners for the boots and the helmet, and increasing the Aussie liner to additional warmth because the Dragon's Eye makes us immune to the heat, so we can just then focus on the cold.
All right, got our hypothermia under control.
And I made an honor shield.
Oh baby. Honor shield, very nice.
Honor shield is a very, very strong bauble. We spent some glowing ingots to get it reforged, and managed to get healthy. Not bad. Day 75. Underwater dungeon time. We have everything we need for the Ankh shield except vitamins. And Elder Guardians have a 100% drop chance for vitamins. Ankh charm created. And combining that with the obsidian shield to get
Ankh shield, baby. Yassus.
We're getting pretty OP now. Let's do a little bauble recap. We got the tool belt and the rings, all for the undying plus hardy, or menacing for plus hearts and plus damage. More expensive to reforge baubles. We don't have them perfect just yet, but we're looking good. Day 76. Looking for librarians and defeating all imposters. Cartographers. I had upgraded potentials, which is useful, but not absolutely core.
Nice. Found a village.
Found a village that had a library in it. Farmed all the books to sell for emeralds and also to use to level up librarians. Found a Vampirism 2 book in a chest, which is Pog. Got ourselves the little Blighty boy, which we're going to take out for the experience. And another one. Dragon fighting time. Now that we have the honor shield and the dragon's eye, there's very little that dragons can do to hurt us. It's getting a little bit chaotic down here. There's a ton of mobs and Moroks and all kinds of things. So many zombies. Battle tower time on day 77. Battle towers still have fantastic loot right the way through to endgame, so they're usually worth doing. You can do them so quickly at endgame as well. Just kill the golem, grab the loot, and GTFO. Here's Johnny. Moving on, I was going to put mending on my pickaxe, and then I realized that it had curse of rusting. Is this the same pickaxe that I had before? Oh, yeah, never mind, not doing that. Check this out though. This is super cool. This is a mine shaft that generated in one of the massive lava ravines. Such a cool structure. Dregora RLCraft is insanely cool. Took out an ice dragon, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Found a new Dregora village structure. This is quite interesting, but all of the villagers were completely useless. There goes that pickaxe.
The librarian townsfolk.
They were all just named townsfolk, and were only browncoat fellers. They were not useful. We dropped ourselves into a massive lava ravine because we thought it would be cool, and also we were cold, so we just decided to heat ourselves up by chilling in some lava. Can't believe we're still suffering from cold, even with the Aussie liners and the thermal liners. But a nice lava bath. We'll sort that out. Sleep time. Day 78.
Oh, what is this? Cool new structure.
I'm not sure, but is this just a regular woodland mansion, but just spawned really weirdly? Anyway, we got a couple of totems and then back to exploring, taking out more battle towers for the glowing ingots and stuffs. Upon arriving home, we crafted ourselves a new pickaxe, of course. Forgot to start recording on day 79. We basically just did 4 withers and some wine stuffs. Day 80. We happen upon a cool villager structure added by Dregora. We wanted to check this to see if there was any librarians that might be useful to us. There's a bunch of these funky ores and also a waystone that can be farmed. Interesting. Unfortunately, the librarians didn't pass the test, so goodbye. We found one of these structures that has a ton of iron, so farmed up some of that. And then found ourselves a friendly outpost and another village as well. Surely there's some useful librarians here on day 81. No, there was none there. Or in the village either. Everybody was useless. We found this thing. Not really sure what this was, so we went to investigate. Kind of cool. And then it happens to be one of these guys with the tunneling wither skellies. Upon leaving that mine, we find a village being devastated by a duo of dastardly dragons. And as any good hero would, we take it upon ourselves to save these villagers. Perhaps they even have a useful librarian for us. Battle raged long through the day. One of our foes was felled, but let us fight another. This one was a tough bastard, but we dealt with him. It's time to see if any villagers survived, and unfortunately, it turns out we saved a zombie village. Bruh. So we moved on, grabbing some more quick XP from this battle tower, and day 82 is upon us. We experienced some lag in the world, which usually means something has spawned. So we deal with this dragon. We're becoming quite the dragon slayer now. Running out of bolts though, so we have to switch to our bow. Which isn't quite as effective, but still that gets the job done. It was just a regular old lag spike, nothing particularly interesting spawned. We do however find a librarian in the nearby village, which had nothing for us. Librarians are not being particularly nice this playthrough. This is quite a cool battle tower structure, which we farmed for the XP, and now it's day 83. We found ourselves another friendly outpost. Surely we'll find a useful villager. Nope, we didn't. Bruh. We did, however, find an Ash Destroyer 5 villager shortly after, which is pretty dang pog with a flamed dragon halberd. Another battle tower, now a 4-tower dungeon on day 84. We don't need everything, so we just check the enchanted books, and then the top of the tower. This is the best structure to find secret potion rings as well as other baubles. Things got a little bit hectic though with the Vindicators, the witches, a rock got involved, some weird lag. We kept dropping our weapons, our health was getting low, our weapons were getting taken away from us, and we had only a few minutes to recover our Dragonbone halberds, which we successfully managed to do, although they did steal my Dragon Canteen. Day 85. Another battle tower. Are you guys getting tired of battle towers yet? More loot, more XP, and a new villager structure.
Cute little structure.
'Tis a cute little structure, isn't it? The Dregora village structures have farmable waystones, and another battle tower. Day 86.
Another 4-tower.
Yes, indeed. We have another 4-tower. Again, we're checking for secret potion rings. There's also a nice silver block up here and an emerald block and whatnot as well. So some decent loot that you can grab fairly quickly, as well as farming the wither skulls from these skeletons. And a good amount of emeralds if you have advanced looting from the Vindicators.
Hey, village, huzzah.
Day 87, we found ourselves a new village with a cartographer. No more cartographer.
Oh my god.
Everyone's a goddamn cartographer.
Education 2, finally something decent. Who are you, mate? Chard. Oh my god, you're aggressive. This is a cool looking biome. Check this out. Very cool.
Dregora really does add some really cool new biomes to explore.
Hey, friendly outpost. What the heck is this? What the hell? What? Wow. And of course there's a dragon chilling in the middle of it. Surprise, motherfucker! You cannot beat me with dehydration, haha.
With that dragon dealt with, we were able to explore the city a little further. This is such a cool structure, man. Insanely humongous city with tons of spawners and randomly spawning creatures with strange names and stuff. Like this little fella here who's like a skeleton, but not a skeleton. He's got a sword and shield, and it is day 88. We got little battle boxes, all kinds of stuff going on in this city. The city gave us an idea to try and do some Spider-Man stuff, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out the way we wanted. Now we don't have too much time left in the playthrough, and we have things that we need to do and not much time to do them, so we gotta get out and get back to exploring. We found another really cool structure where it's a villager structure, but then Medusa's temple spawned in it. It was all wacky and weird. Super cool. Another village here. Looking for librarians, finding cartographers, deleting them, all that good stuff.
Find another village.
Day 89. New village, new librarians? Maybe? More cartographers. Bruh, what is this playthrough? Take my vengeance out on all the non-librarian villagers, and also a dragon. Whoa, where'd he come from? Sneaky mother trucker. Farming books at this library in this new village that only has bloody cartographers. This is becoming an absolute joke now. And another cartographer. Hey, finally a librarian, woot. A sigh of sadness as he has nothing useful. Checking for mimics in the dragon den. Leveling up another librarian who turned out to be also useless. Day 90. Getting new enchants on our diamond pickaxe. Not one that has rusting this time. So that's nice. Another librarian. Huzzah! Hello, Mr. Librarian. Taking out more useless villagers. And exploring a new 4-tower dungeon. Still looking for secret potion rings or other useful things. And it's always nice to get some wither skelly skulls as well. We are coming to the last few days here, so I wanted to try and get as many things as possible to make us as strong as possible. I did a little bit of a Spider-Man yeet here. I actually love the grappling hook. Best item in RLCraft. Prove me wrong. Change my mind. Alright, it's time to head home and start preparing for the final 10 days of the playthrough. Day 91. We decide to check our advanced rune reader and all the runes that we've collected to see if we have any runes for golem gear, because it would be good to improve our strength in any way possible, but unfortunately we only had the boots. And then we made an enchanted medkit and enchanted it with Unbreaking 3 and Mending. We're trying to get some final enchants for our weapon if possible, managing to pick up Swifter Slashes, which is huge for our DPS. Day 92, reforging our bow. Again, any sort of incremental improvements that we can make would be ideal. And then we spend an absolutely insane amount of levels to put Arc Slash 1 on our weapon, because Arc Slash is going to be massively important for Asmodeus, particularly when it comes to dealing with all the little guys. Also Ray of Art, although Ray of Art's not that difficult. Day 93, off to the Nether. We need to get our soul stones still to be able to summon the final bosses. So we summoned an Ebon Cacao Demon because it drops the demon soul stone that we'll need to summon Rehavart. Making more wine because wine makes you very strong, and then battle burritos. Battle burritos plus wine, big OP-ness. Wait, what did I just said? Day 94. Back to the Nether. And it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get started on the first of the 3 final bosses, Rehavart. This is what we've been working towards. This is what we've been waiting for. Let's do it, baby. Yeah, buddy. And as you can see, we make quick work of the Rayharvart boy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now I'm a bit of a silly Billy because we already killed the Lunar Guru and got an undead soulstone. We need an aberration soulstone, silly me. As I was figuring out how to do that, the Dragon's Roar event begun. So we had to deal with that, as there's now a ton of dragons outside my house. And kind of made a mistake here.
Burn my house.
There's fire. Lots and lots of fire. And my house is burning down. And it's absolutely chaos out here. Bruh, look at my house. Look at my house, dudes. This is why you don't have a wooden house in RLCraft. So it turns out it's the Crimson Epion that we need for the Aberration Soulstone to summon Asmodeus. So we get that sorted out, and now it's time to head back to the end. Day 95. Building the altar out here. Preparing myself mentally, getting ready, and then realizing I don't have the things that I need. So I gotta head back home quickly. Oopsie daisies. We need to kill ourselves a wither so we can get a soul key to actually summon the boss, because that requires a nether star. And we still have one more enchant that we'd really like to do before fighting Asmodeus, because the little spider guys that spawn during that fight can be very, very annoying. We went to a Doomlike to start farming speed, but it was way too slow, so we decided, why not do another Rayharvart? That's pretty much the best endgame way to farm, and this one doesn't go quite so smoothly, as you can see. I'm a bit of a tense situation, but
well, that was kind of close.
we're all good. I get that final enchant done for 87 levels. Bruh. Little recap of our weapon. You'll notice that we have sharpness 6 because we have not found an advanced sharpness or a supreme sharpness this playthrough. That's rough. Getting our last few levels spent on our L menu to make us more powerful. And time for another wither for another nether star. This one's an infernal boy with bulwark, which makes him a lot more tanky. But still easy. Alright, back to Asmodeus. Now it's time to rock and rolla. Getting ourselves nice and buffed up, even though it's completely pointless because Asmodeus wipes the buffs off. Side note, the buffs from the Rustic mod potions actually don't get removed by Asmodeus, so something like the Iron Skin from Rustic mod is a really good choice for this. Alright, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Asmodeus.
Alright, here we go. Let's go, baby.
Now this is probably the most difficult of the 3 bosses in terms of just the boss themselves. The main difficulty with the Malgalich is all the other parasites that spawn, but this guy's tough. And we're off. Our DPS is extremely low compared to what we would want without that supreme sharpness. But we're still doing alright here. Phase 2, it spawns these little dudes that give him a shield. It doesn't take any damage. And these dudes are why we need the Arc Slash. Yeah, we need to take out those bigger dudes so it removes the shield. Then we can keep fighting. Another really good thing to help with those spiders is the Cross Necklace. Because the Cross Necklace increases your invulnerability time slightly. Chopping away at this boy's belly. And we are victorious. Asmodeus down, 2 out of 3. Hot diggity damn dude. We've got a lot of experience. We're finalizing a few more bits and pieces on our L menu skills. Every little bit of power and strength is going to be needed for this final battle. So we get some more XP by fighting another Rayharvart. Honestly, Rayharvart's just super simple. He's a really good XP farm. He drops so many levels, and he is very easy to bring down. Day 97. And it is time, ladies and gentlemen. Time to go to the Lost Cities. We pretty much immediately get in a fairly tense situation here. Normally I try to build up to build height, max build height, as quickly as possible, just to avoid as many of the spawns as we can. But this time around, we got jumped by a lot of dudes real quickly. We're being chased. Run. We managed to get to a point where we can start building up, but we're getting pestered by these flying dudes. Eventually, we have to retreat and get out of that situation and get to a point where we have literally one heart on our body. This would be disastrous. This would be playthrough ending in terms of getting it done in 100 days, because there's no way we're going to manage to recover our loot now if we lose it here in the Lost Cities. We just managed to get to a position where we can get away from heal and build up as high as we possibly can. Now we can finally start to heal ourselves and get started with the final boss. Amalgalich. And this is what it all comes down to, ladies and gentlemen, this final fight. Now we're getting quite lucky with spawns. There hasn't been anything too bad that's noticed me yet, but we get grabbed by this feller here. And as Amalgalich is doing his one-shot ability, we're getting pulled in and we pearl away, just managing to escape that one shot. And we fall to half a heart on our head, and we know that the only way to stay alive is through our lifesteal. We just gotta keep slashing, and there's parasites to the left, there's parasites to the right, there's parasites behind us, but we know our arc slash is doing 360-degree AoE damage, so we just gotta keep slashing. Holy shit, here we go, baby. We're getting down to the last few bits of HP for our Amalgalich boy. And we're really hoping we can finish him before he one-shots again. And we do. We succeed. We managed to kill the final boss and get out of there to escape the other parasites. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. This world has been saved. And as we have a final few days left of the playthrough, we decide to see if we can find any rings in the Lost City. It would be nice to find a dragon ring as a sort of final accomplishment. We do manage to find a fairy ring there just a few moments ago, which we think will be quite useful for the permanent flying, because we don't have any more flight potions or anything. But it does make us only 2 hearts on our body and head. So we use a totem and nearly die.
Oh my god.
Just barely managing to escape with our life. We do manage to get healed up and continue our search for rings, being all safe and secure if we can, using our grappling hook to smash windows as it instantly breaks glass. So that's a pretty handy little thing.
Hey, Phalus ring.
And we managed to find a Phalus ring as well. So that's a fairy ring and a Phalus ring we managed to find here in the last couple of days. Day 99, the final day. And it is raining here in the Lost Cities. Managed to find ourselves a Titan ring as well. So we got a Phalus, a fairy, and a Titan ring.
Nice, we got the Titan ring.
Sadly, no dragon rings yet, though. We have but a few more hours of in-game time.
Fuck me.
Finding another Titan ring.
Titan ring?
Yeah, buddy. And nearly dying to that Mandicator.
Another close call.
Overall, we actually found 3 Phalus rings, 3 Titan rings, and a fairy ring. Day 100 is upon us, and we have achieved everything we set out to achieve, and more. And we decide that a fitting place to end this would be to watch the sunset on the final 100th day in the Lost Cities, the land that we have cleansed from evil. Now, there are other worlds in this multiverse that might need this hero's aid, so our adventure is not over. But this world no longer needs us. And with that, we bid you farewell.
SomeNutzGuy. Grab gaming by the nuts.